So don't let the uncommon rarity fool you here. This is actually a pretty decent commander. The fact that she's got haste, she comes in and she can tap for red and green already. So she kind of only costs 1 mana in a strange way. And she gets a nice power boost whenever she attacks. If you control a creature with power 4 greater, she gets +2/+2 until end of turn. So there's going to be a lot of massive creatures in this deck. Check them out at the end of the video in the deck tech. But yeah, this is definitely a fun video. All right, we've got Italian opening hand. Let's see if we can cast this bad boy. You probably already know how strong Italy is. It's one of the best ETBs ever made. One more elves. So they're going to play a 3-drop in their turn, potentially. We do have a few ways to deal with the Jetmir. Herald's Horn, not too bothered about that, but we can actually kill it as well. So that makes elves 1 less to cast. So yeah, I'm happy to kill that. So it's an elf build. Wait. Do we kill that or do we... Yeah, I think we kill that, right? Because we want to save the Brittle Blast for something better than the Llanowar Elves. Given that we have 5 damage to deal with this. So we'll save that for something larger. 3, 4, 5. Canopy Tactician, add triple green. Holy moly. So this is exactly what we want to kill. I always forget that this card exists. Triple green, man. And for the sake of 1 damage, I'm just going to hold back the ruby so we can go for the intervention in case they try and kill the Signet. Guardian Project. And land. Okay. Okie dokie, so we get a land, which means we can go for a Tali here. This is obviously the backup plan, but it's worked pretty well. Wow, Cabaretti Revels and a Spring Bloom Druid. That's pretty decent hits. A little bit of ramp, and the Cabaretti Revels here is going to be great for ensuring more things can be deployed to the field. Interestingly, I haven't seen any white mana yet, so is this just like a red-green build of Jetmir? Is this an Elves Jetmir list? That would be wild if it was. Oh, no, there's the planes there. So, yeah, it's an Elves build. Trample. It's got Trample, but we have Fiery Emancipation. So this is triple damage. Just going to swing with that because we want to keep up the heroic... Oh, no, actually. Yeah, oh, well, we've done it now. Yeah, we actually had enough to swing with Ruby as well, but oh, well. So that's 21 damage. And we're going to leave up the intervention in case something goes wrong. Worst case scenario, they go for Farewell or something, but would a Jetmir player use Farewell there? They're going to have something good here because they haven't actually quit, right? So all they need is like a Swords to Plowshares on the Itali, and then they basically win, but we have the intervention, so they don't. Okay. Do they know this has Trample? Surely they know this has Trample. I mean, yeah, they're drawing a lot of cards and they've got a lot of stuff on board, but they're just not going to have enough for 21 Trample, right? What's going on here? What am I missing here? Go for Rodus, which means we get another creature as well. Lotus Cobra. And now we also have the Ronas to deal trample damage over the top with anything else. Fantastic. I'm going to keep this because I want to try the Defense of the Heart. Now, they are playing Sauron, so they can gain control of our things, which is not great. Hopeless Nightmare. Each one discards a card and loses 2. Wow, that's a lot of words for a one black mana there. This obviously works with the new bargain mechanic in Worlds of Eldraine, so that's I can see why they put it in there. They probably have a kill spell for the Ruby, but let's see. Not yet, at least. So I take it this is going to be a steel sacrifice kind of deck. The Fires of Mount Doom. 2 damage to any equipment and destroy all equipment attached to it. Oh, wow, okay. We got ourselves a pseudo Lord of the Rings themed deck here. Exile top card, you may play it this turn. When you play a card this way, it deals 2 damage to each player. Underworld Dreams. So whenever we draw, we lose a life. What is going on? The One Ring, ouch. It's almost like they freaking knew, isn't it? Well, I suppose we'll start somewhere. Like, yes, it's going to sting, but hopefully we'll be able to find some answers for this silly card that's basically doubling up on our One Ring damage. Black Market Connections! Wonderful. Okay. So I really would like a answer to a lot of their things. Start with some ramp. We need a lot of mana to play all the things we have. Okay, we're just setting up the field. The Virtue of Courage might come in useful. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, you may exile that many cards on the top. And you may play those cards. Okay, so this doesn't work with combat damage. Interesting that they didn't go for a creature there. But I guess they don't care about ours. Right, let's draw some more cards. It's going to sting even more. So we're going to take 2 here, then 2 in our next turn. Veil of Summer could be okay. Right, down to 18. I'm very suspicious of what's going on here. Like, what are they trying to do? I'm not sure. Augur of Autumn. Let's try and play even more lands off the top of our deck. There's one. Fiery Emancipation coming up soon. So we can swing in with the 4/4 Vigilance, which is quite nice. The Vigilance on here is completely unnecessary, but why not? And then I just don't think the Defense of the Heart's ever going to go off this game, but I suppose we can just deploy it anyway. Use all of our mana. It might deter them from using the Black Market Connections, but we shall see. Scry 2. Creatures you control game. But I wonder what they're trying to go for here. They've got no sack effects on board with the Sauron, so maybe this is something I'm not aware of. I've seen a lot of decks, depending on which modes they go for. They could have a board wipe. If they choose no creature, then I'm inclined to think they've got a wipe in the hand. They do go for a creature, which means they probably do not have a wipe. So they play a land, which means it deals 2 damage to each of us. Ouch. They're down to 10. Huh. Okay. So they have 2 more creatures this turn. Somehow, this is going to flip. So they're going to steal the Stomper until end of turn. Oh, if only it was forever, then the Defense of the Heart would legit just go off. Go off, King. Go off. So they're swinging us for 4. We go down to 9. No blocks. And then we're going to take... You know what? I'm going to risk everything here. So get down to 6. And then we lose 3 more, and then 1 more. So we're down to 2. Oh my, this is risky. Okay. So we do Fiery Emancipation. That means this does 6. So let's see where if they attack or not. Or sorry, if they block or not. So they're going to trade. Okay. And so we basically have 6 damage to anything in our hand. Right? Okay, I think we just pass a turn here. So the Underworld Dreams and the One Ring are going to kill us. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we can do. So they're going to go down to 2. If they ever go down to 6 for any reason, we can potentially win. So they've got a Pendragon Besieged. Full control. I can make us draw this game? I don't think I've ever seen a draw. So they go to 2, we go to 2. This could be the first draw I think I've ever seen in my life on Arena. What? What the heck? Now, tell me the last time you saw a draw in Magic the Gathering Arena. Wow. I think this is a decent hand, but I'm going to mulligan because I feel like it's a bit defensive, not very proactive. Oh, this is actually potentially worse, although we do have the removal here. So they do get the Beladros, we can kill it with the Bolt. I doubt we'll be using this on the Beladros because they'll probably have many other threats. Paradise Druids, although they are going to probably ramp. Go for the Signet first, and then maybe the Ruby next turn. If we get the sword onto the Ruby, I'm going to feel pretty good. Knowing our luck, they'll probably have a binding. Did they miss a land drop? Yeah, the reason I want to get the sword out first is just because it's, I don't know. If I play Ruby, I feel like she's just going to get killed. Although saying that, they did desperately need the lands there, so maybe, who knows. Cosmos Elixir. They're missing land drops again? That's insane. But yeah, haste with Ruby is just so good for swords. And I think we may just win the game here. Oh, okay, we've got the Hajar. 1, 2. So I think we go for the Hajar. It's so tempting to have killed the Paradise Druid there, but I think keeping our Ruby alive is more meaningful in this game. Although they do have 5 mana now, so Shaper's Sanctuary, that's a shame. It means that we've missed our window of targeting that without them gaining an advantage. But we still have... We've got a pretty good field, I would say. Hajar protects our legends and a Colossus as well. Let's swing in and see what they do. They've got 3 mana open, could be anything. Exile. Damn. So we can't protect against that, sadly. Okie dokie. At least we still deal 3 damage. Spell ability. Well, they'll be drawing a card, but we do reduce their mana, so... Oh, well. But if we hadn't played the Hajar, we'd have no threats for the sword, so maybe this was actually still fine anyway. 5 mana, so we can go for Ruby plus Sword again. So we're back to square one, really. They've got only 4 to 5 mana here. Do they? Okay, so they get their 5th land. This Cosmos Elixir could come in relevant as well. If they start gaining life over 25, it means they'll start drawing cards. Yawgmoth, protection from humans. Human and human. Well, that's just wonderful. But we do have the Kenrid's transformation. Annoyingly, that will draw him a card when we target it. But we also draw a card. God damn it. Okay. So, turn him into an elk. Oko would be proud. But we have to do this or we can't deal any more damage. So it's a 3/3 unnatural growth. Oh my. Oh yes. Yes. Oh, this is lovely. And we get to reveal some stuff off the top as well. That was a cool top deck. More lands. Sure thing. So they haven't quit, and that's a sign that they probably have an answer. Or maybe not, who knows? They've got 6 mana open. Noxious Gearhulk, so they're going to try and kill... Which one here? That. So we're going to stop them getting the life by sacrificing the jar. Oh my goodness, that Cosmos Elixir. At least we can counteract this with the Clothis, but... Right, I think we... 6... 8. So we go to combat, double. Swing in. They might even block here to sustain. Okay. It's pretty annoying. Clothis being a creature is weirdly risky, but I guess we'll play the Talos Provisioner. I think food's probably more viable here. And then we can probably... Oh, no, actually. I think we'll keep the sword where it is. Because if they kill the Clothis, it means the sword will drop off. And... Okay. Beladros. So they can pay 10 to untap their lands, which they actually are. That's wild. So they pay 10 for a talisman. Anything else? That's pretty strange. Let's gain some life as well. Still got 2 cards in the hand, though. If they couldn't have got... I wonder what they are. They didn't want to play them 2 times over. So they had 7 mana to play whatever that is, and then, yeah. Oh, well, we'll see. We'll get rid of the Noxious, I think. Okay, and then we shall go to combat. Right, let's see what they've got. So they can't block Ruby. Although that is... What colour is that? That's green and black, is it? Heartless Act. God darn it. Brittle Blast. So we can use this to kill the Beladros. That's actually a pretty good draw. But they're drawing cards as well. Yikes. But it does mean they may lose a blocker. Do they have hexproof or something? No? Wow. Interesting game, a lot of back and forth there. Ruby, 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 Ruby! So this video is looking to utilize all of your big creatures. So we've got a lot of ways to buff them all. Some of the coolest ways to buff your creatures: Zerpendrel, beginning of each combat, double the power and toughness of each creature you control till end of turn. It also has built-in redundancy against board wipes, so you got 2 Phyrexian green. Sack 2 other creatures to put indestructible counter on Zerpendrel, which can really count when your opponent's removal heavy. This is going to be really potent. Xenagos is an indestructible enchantment that makes a creature +X/+X, where X is its power until end turn, and gives it haste, which is actual win con in itself. Pretty much any creature you play is going to become a threat. We also have unnatural growth to double the power and toughness of each creature you control. Pretty much the exact same ability as Zerpendrel, but just by itself on an enchantment. God Eternal Ronus doubles the power of each creature you control to an turn as well, and gives them vigilance, which is pretty cool. So, as you can imagine, once you get all these doublers out, things are going to get crazy. Halana puts counters on another creature equal to the power of Halana and Elena, which is really nice as well. I think one of the most annoying things I encountered was so many counter decks, and I don't know why the hell I keep facing mono blue counter decks or blue X counter decks. But against them, you're going to want things like Toski, which is uncounterable. We also have Rhythm of the Wild, which makes your creature spells uncounterable as well. It's just it's just so prevalent. Like people love countering spells. It's quite toxic, really. It's just the way people like to build decks, but it's not very. It's just it doesn't feel good. I don't have to explain it. People know it just doesn't feel good. Also, Veil of Summer is something that I didn't used to include in my green decks, but now because of so many blue X counter decks, as I said, this is a one green spell that basically says you get to do whatever the hell you want in your turn. If they're playing a blue or black spell, you draw a card after you play this, and spells you control can't be countered this turn, and you and permanents you control gain a hexproof from blue and black until end of turn. It's really solid card, beautiful artwork, used in many different formats. Shove it in all your green decks basically, because even if it's just 30% of the games facing blue or black, it's still a lot. And do you know what? It's probably more. It's probably something like 60 to 70% of your enemies are going to be blue or black, or blue and black. So it's going to be great a lot of the time. Some of the unique standout cards. Well, we've got a brand new one here from the new enchantments added to the game. Defense of the Heart, really nice against token strategies, if there are any. If an opponent has 3 or more creatures, sacrifice Defense of the Heart, search a library for up to 2 creature cards, put them into battlefield. This is a wacky card, because when you get rid of this, you can get something like Atali or the Zopodrel, and they're your biggest creatures. You're probably going to win the game if Defense of the Heart goes off. This is a high value target card. If they don't kill this and they're playing tokens, you win the game pretty much. So if you like the look of the deck list, check it out in the description box below. Also, donate to the channel, become a patron. Go to patreon.com in the link below, and you can support me monthly through there, or you can donate a one-off amount via Ko-fi, and it really helps support the channel because I'm poor. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.